Wagwan Spectrums, Jacob Marriott here. This is Kayla, my rainbow polybotria. Did I say that right? Rainbow polybotria. Yeah, she's my rainbow polybotria. I've had her for about a month now, and there's something fascinating about growing a plant that you never truly realize until you realize. Getting dry today. You may not realize on the outside, and I'd like to talk to you about why Kayla is actually a master in quantum mechanics. Serious talks. Roll the credits, man. Roll the intro. Let me talk to you about how me and Kayla met up. So basically I went out with my mum to go to the shop one day, and we made a turn and we saw this plant shop down the road from where we used to live in East London. And I was feeling so down at the time. I was thinking, I don't even want to be out. Even though it was sunny like it is right now, I really didn't want to be out. So I was thinking, I want to go home, I just want to yam something and I want to go back inside and just chill. So we went to the plant shop and I spoke to the person who was running the shop at the time, and they were pointing out all of the plants. They were detailing all of the plants and what it meant to care for them and to raise them and to, give them the right amount of care so that they could grow. And all of a sudden he mentioned the name Peperomia polybotria and he pointed Kayla out. And I was like, I actually don't have a plant in my house, let alone in one that I've been able to take care of. So I thought, you know what, let me get a plant and let me learn to take care of it, because it's been so long since I've actually been able to take care of a plant, to take care of anything that grows. So yeah, that's how I acquired Kayla. What I love about Kayla is that her leaves are glossy. As you can see, she's got very glossy leaves and they're very big. She's been growing very well. At the moment I'm propagating her. So I cut off one of the leaves from her stems and I put it in a glass jar so that it can grow water roots in the future and hopefully turn a leaf into a brand new plant. I'm thinking of a name to give the new plant. Let me know in the comments if you have something to suggest. One sec. Why do I say that Kayla has a degree in quantum mechanics? In terms of light collection, plants use a process, as you probably know, called photosynthesis. Now, in photosynthesis, light is collected onto the plant using the leaves, has solar panels. And thinking of the leaves as solar panels, the energy of the light is then transferred into glucose through a process called quantum tunneling. Huh? Or what did you say? In order for light to enter the energy transferring or the energy producing cells of the leaves, in order to create the energy that is needed for the plant to grow, there needs to be certain layers of the leaf that needs to be penetrated in order for the light to get through and do its job. No CV required. Once the light has entered the internal structure of the leaf, it then goes through gates, or things called gates, scientific term for that, in order to reach the layer of the plant that stores the energy. So not only do plants have the capability to transfer light into energy, just like we do with solar panels, but also on the quantum level, there's a reason why leaves are so efficient at storing energy and then transferring it and processing it into food so that it can grow and sustain its life. Now, what's truly insane about the efficiency of the creation that we have around us in terms of nature is that it acts like a machine. Each process has been put in place almost seemingly as if it was assembled. For example, in terms of the structure of the leaf that I was talking about, in order to transfer light into energy, it first needs to be stored as energy. And in order to get into the internal structures of the leaf, like I was explaining earlier, it needs to go through a web of cells within the cellular structure of the leaf in order to get to receptors inside of the leaf itself, in order to actually be sent as a reaction so that the plant can then send signals to the other parts of its structure in order to create a chemical reaction in order to then store the energy and then take it out for later use if it's required. Scientists were wondering, how is it able to so efficiently create the energy that is required from light and then have the capability to store it? There's a process called quantum tunneling that is actually used to process the energy. And how it's done is that in order for the light that hits the leaf, in order for it to actually get through the complex structure of the leaf in itself, it needs to then turn the particle or wave part of its form into a photon that uses quantum properties. Now, what do I mean by that? It means that in order for light to enter the internal structure of the leaf, it first needs to change into a quantum state so that it can be both a wave and a particle at the same time. Because if you didn't know, light is both a particle and a wave, depending on whether we observe it or not. When we observe light, we observe it as a particle because it has a physical being to it, because it's being observed. But apparently when we don't observe it, it turns into a wave, meaning that is everywhere all at once, where it is most likely to enter the physical realm. So when we observe it, it turns into a particle. But when we don't observe it, it turns into a wave. This is what happens with the leaf of a plant or any internal structure that turns light into energy through photosynthesis. So what's the point of me talking about Kayla? Let me put you over here. Thank you for your little cameo. I appreciate it. And yes, I talk to my plants. Why do I talk to Kayla? Well, plants have life, and since plants are living things like animals and birds and us human beings, then they react to stimuli. I heard that if you talk to a plant, and depending on what you say to the plant and how you talk to the plant, it actually grows better if you speak to the plant in a way that you would a human being. Of course, in a positive way, and one that would get the best out of the plant. So yeah, that's why I'm talking to Kayla. That's why I talk to my plant. Don't judge me. You have no right. I think the way that life and the way that nature grows around us is evidence that there really truly is a creator that creates plants that then we use to influence our creations. Solar panels were created as a testament to the natural process of photosynthesis that leaves go through. And the fact that we created something based on nature that we created as human beings, not that I created it or that you might not have created it, but you know, people, human beings have created things that were based off nature. So nature did the creation first and probably does it better. I think that's a statement in itself, you know? How come the internal processes of a plant run so efficiently, just like a machine? We think of machines as being created, but in our natural bodies and in our natural realm, there are things and processes, there are natural stuff that happens all the time that comes down to being created in a way and in such a exact manner that we cannot be able to explain those processes without coming to a term of, yeah, this was actually created in order for it to serve its purpose. And everything in nature, I believe, serves its purpose. Everything has a purpose in life. And Kayla's purpose for me personally is to give my room oxygen to breathe, and to grow and to become a bigger plant. That's why Kayla, the Peperomia polybotra, has a degree in quantum mechanics. I know this has been a bit of a interesting layout for a video like this. I hope you enjoyed it though. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel because I am trying to grow, just like Halo is, with photosynthesis. And the photosynthesis is likes and comments. Nah, that's dead. Whoever actually thinks that likes and comments will get them happiness in life, you're in for a real surprise. Anyway, I'll stop scaring you. Open your real eyes, and you'll realize that life has more to it than just a coin. No, I'm done. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day or night. Later, and God bless.